Some of the top tips I have for clients who are looking to hire a culinary specialist for their event is to look at the background and the experience of that culinary specialist and make sure it matches the premise or the concept behind that event. Some of the biggest considerations when you're focusing on food and beverage for your event is really how will the guests enjoy the food and beverage and what are they going to be doing throughout the event. Sometimes it's great to have really indulgent foods and luxurious items, but if it requires a fork and a knife and they're meant to be networking, then perhaps that's not the best match. So really, understanding those types of considerations, how will they enjoy the food and what will they be doing? The relationship between food, beverage, and events is really evolving. Today's guest is so food savvy. Maybe it's the Food Network, maybe it's the Martha Stewart everywhere, who knows? But the reality is that today's guest is very savvy and understands trends and food and beverage and really wants to see those things at their events. Some of the biggest trends that we're seeing in food and beverage: food trucks are everywhere. They're at weddings, they're at bar mitzvahs, they're at conferences, they're at music festivals, they are everywhere. Combine that with street food, and I think we're seeing a lot of diversity in the food that's being offered. Tacos, still king. They reign in all shapes, sizes, and styles. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. Food and beverage is a great tool for setting the tone for different events, whether it be an event that has a real 50s or old school nostalgic feel. You can play off some old foods from that era and tie it in to really set the tone. You can also do the same thing with cocktails, whether it be something of a southern tip, perhaps a mint julep or some sort of spiked iced tea or lemonade to do a bit of a southern style of event. There's a real rise in dietary restrictions. Again, I believe today's guest is a lot more aware of what types of foods they should be eating and what works well with their body. This is something we want to pay attention to. When someone advises us of dietary restrictions, or we just take note of the many people who are now gluten sensitive or lactose sensitive, perhaps it's not a full-blown allergy, but it's still something that's going to make them uncomfortable if they eat it. So by recognizing that and looking at the many options there are out there, listen, some of the chefs out there are so creative and ready for the challenge that there's a great deal of many things that you can offer that are well-balanced, delicious, exciting, and very cool, but they are catering to all of these different dietary restrictions.